We're not traveling to see how many countries we can tick off. We're traveling to answer a question. Can living simply help us to feel more connected to nature, to each other, and to ourselves? For years, I've realized that my happiest memories have very little to do with buying things or being entertained. They're almost always when I'm with my family, challenging ourselves to see and learn new things, traveling simply and sustainably, and living a little closer to the earth. So for the next 5 weeks, 5 people and 1 dog will be living in a tiny motorhome as we travel across 5 countries. We're choosing less space, fewer possessions, and a slower rhythm. Because I want my children to always remember that adventure isn't something you buy in a shop. Join us as we discover what each place can teach us about its history, its people, and its connection to nature. Along the way, maybe we'll all learn a little bit more about what makes a life rich. Let's find out together. We are at Thursday now, and I'm putting the final bits on the packing for our trip. And I thought it might be interesting to show you what I take to the airport in the morning to get everyone through, usually an early start. And we have a bit of a family policy. We do not buy food at the airport unless we decide to do something special. But as a general rule, we don't buy cheap air flight tickets and then go and spend just the same again in food at the airport. So I thought I'll show you what I pack to make sure that I can get the kids through, keep their energy high, give them things to eat, snacks, etc. We take water bottles everywhere we go because we also refuse to pay for water when it is accessible for free, particularly in the airport where you can refill your bottle. So everyone has a water bottle. I also take my refillable coffee cup because this will keep my coffee warm until I get on the plane. I like to sit the first part of the ride and sip up my coffee, so I get that filled up just before I get on my flight. I have 2 different kinds of bars. This is like a chocolate oat bar and this is a honey oat bar. It's a plain day, it's holiday, so it's nice to have treats. So I make sure that all of the food we take is lovely vacation food. Just because we don't buy food at the airport doesn't mean that we don't eat lovely treats. So some bars. I also have these Lacasitos. They're like Smarties or M&Ms, but I think they're nicer. And everyone has a little packet of these to eat on the flight as a little treat. I also have Madalenas, which will be nice with a coffee in the morning at the airport. I've also got some chocolate croissants for the kids. I don't know what these are like, I haven't tried these before, but again, little treat for them. Tissues for everybody. I can't stand people who sit and sniffle on a plane, so we all have tissues to make sure that we're not doing it. In this bag will also go Kindles. We don't buy books at the airport. We take our Kindles fully loaded with vacation reading. Our neck pillows, they are the Total neck pillows. We've been using them for years. They're about the best of a bad bunch. You know, it's never comfortable sleeping on a plane, but I find they do a better job than anything else. Passports, all the kind of airport things will go together and then it will be consolidated once everyone gets on the flight. And that's it. Putting together Mary's travel box. We ordered this one online, gosh, 3 or 4 months ago now when we first started working on the trip. And it comes in 2 pieces and has all the bolts and bits and everything. It's completely compliant. It cost us, I think it cost us a couple of €100 because we don't like to have any nasty surprises at the airport, especially with our pet. It's one of those things we believe in buy once, buy well, and this we will use for years and years. Mary, unfortunately, is just a little bit too big to travel in the cabin with us, so he has to go in the hold, but I've told him that it's only a 3-hour flight and he's going to be very comfortable in this box. This box is gigantic compared to him. He's actually quite a small dog, but he's just a bit too long, so he fits the weight requirement, but he's about twice the length that is allowed to go. And to be honest, it's not going to be comfortable for either of us for him to be sitting on the chair with me. So he has this lovely box that he's going to go in. So I'm putting it all together now, and it's actually very easy to pull apart at the end of the trip, and it just goes in one of our wardrobes and we keep clothing in it. I've just screwed the pieces together. They also came with clips, and then the next stage is cable tying the 2 pieces together. So there's like a 3-step piecing together security. It's all compliant. It's great. Quite happy with this. So the cable ties go in some boxes down here. And then we're good to go. Very exciting.
All finished. Mary, come and see. Mary, come and see. What do you think of your house? Hi. What do you think of your house? Come and see. Look. Can you see? Isn't it wonderful? It's so big. It's so big. Lots of room for you. You're coming with us. Yay. Mary, good morning. What do you think? You're here.
Airport is crazy busy this morning for summer. Everybody getting out of Spain and up to the north of Europe like us.
Mary's about to go into his box. Aren't you, buddy? And then I'm going to go and have a coffee and then we will meet on the other side, won't we, darling? Mary. Mary. Say hello.
Oh my goodness. I'm very hot and sweaty, but I'm all checked in and near my gate. It's very busy at the airport at the moment, and I had to check in manually, which I haven't done in years. We always just go carry on and go straight through. So it's taken like an hour and a half. But I had to put Mary through the security, so that's all done, and he's off and doing his thing. I have my coffee. It's a beautiful, big, hot, warm coffee, and we're going to start boarding. My flight isn't for another 35 minutes, so I'm just going to chill and relax now. I'm normally pretty good in the airport if my family's with me, but they're on a later flight. They don't leave the house until 11, and I'm on my flight at 10:30. So it's about losing control for me right now, and so I'm a little bit anxious, but I know it's going to be okay. Dave is very capable. So I'm on my flight now. They will be joining me later, and the next time you see me, I'll be landing and going and picking up our motorhome with Mary. Just arrived at Amsterdam airport via Transavia, and I think that I am actually ruined for all flying going forward. That would have to have been a top 5 travel experience. The plane was probably 3/4 full, but I just managed to get a whole row to myself. The air staff were just so chilled and relaxed and friendly, and the actual trip was the smoothest trip I've ever had, and they flew quite close to land. So we flew over the Pyrenees, Switzerland, Belgium, France, and I got to see everything, and it was just awesome. So now I'm waiting for Mary to come out of that lift just behind me, and then we're going to train to Rotterdam and pick up the motorhome. So come with us for the next stage of the trip. Okay, we're out. We have him. Hi, Mary. He's come through customs. Hi. I put the wheels back on the trolley, and now we're going to go and brave the intercity rail. Mary, say hello. Oh my God. Okay, I can relax now. This is the first time negotiating a European main city railway station with a puppy dog. Let's go, Mary. Oh, say hello. Hello. We made it. We are traveling on a train from Amsterdam Central to Rotterdam Central, and my baby did so well. Didn't you, Mary? Good job. Good job, sweetheart. One bus and then we arrive. Okay, we're just about to get onto the bus. Kind of just had the weirdest experience. There was a girl on the train, and she had this massive electric bike, like it looked like a motorbike. It was the most insane thing, and it was taking up like an entire row of seats, and then she was taking up another seat, and just sat there for 40 minutes and didn't like offer us a seat. There was like room next to her, didn't sort of reach out in a friendly way. And then we got off the train and I went over to a lift. I was first at the lift, I was waiting for it, and she just pushed in, like barged into the lift, and then pushed me out of the way with her bike. Hello. Can say hello. Mary, say hi. Yeah, a little bit upsetting. Not normal for me. That's our bus over there, bus number 33. But we're not going to rush to it because I have a dog. I have a massive crate As you can see, I'm in the middle of a bike lane. I'm trying to film for you because I promised myself that I would show you all the journey, what it takes to take a family and a dog across Europe on a budget, not relying on Ubers and things like that. In saying that, the family will come by Uber to our camping ground because my train ticket was 20 euros. So 4 of them plus bus tickets. It's better for them to catch a Uber, which was 95 euros from the airport. Oh, there we go. So we missed the bus anyway. 95 euros. So it makes more sense at this point in the trip for them to take the Uber. But for us, Mary and I, public transport it is. It's how you travel on a budget when you can. We made it. We're on the bus. Sit down, Mary. Sit down. Yeah, he's gone to hide under the seat. On the bus, leaving from Amsterdam, sitting. We have a seat. Lovely bus driver. The machine wasn't working, so we got on for free. And all is well. We have 9 stops to ride, and then we receive our motorhome. Oh my goodness. Gives a whole new meaning to the walk of shame. I am literally lugging a kennel with me. Here we are, our home for 5 weeks. Hello, little one. We made it, Mary. Hello, everybody. It is 6:30 p.m. on the first day of our trip. I left the house this morning at 8 a.m. and I have been traveling since with Mary, and we have just booked into our first campground of the evening. It's only about 3 kilometers away from where I picked up the van, and I could not be more grateful because, my goodness, that was probably one of the hardest things after giving birth that I have ever done. So we caught a plane from Malaga to Amsterdam. We then got on a 40-minute train to Rotterdam. Then we got on a 15-minute bus to where the motorhome was. Then we did a 1-hour run through of the motorhome that you can see behind you. And then I jumped in and I drove it to the Lidl, which was just around the corner, but I couldn't park it anywhere, so I had to do several drives around the block. It didn't actually have a parking area. Finally found one, went in, bought what we needed to get us through the next day, today and the next day, and then drove it here to Start Camping or City Camping. And I'd emailed them several months ago just to book our space for tonight, and they said no, it's totally fine, like we never fill up, you're totally fine. So I was like, okay, great, no problems. And they are full, like full. They saw the state of me, and who could say no when somebody is this exhausted and overwhelmed. So they found one last spot, which is just beside the horse arena. There's no electricity, but thankfully the owner of the van put in extra batteries for us, so we're fine. Learning how to use everything is going to be intense, but we're parked right next to the utilities block, so we have toilets, showers, everything. So we won't need to use anything in the van. And we're just going to spend the night kind of learning how to do things. We don't have to check out until 12 p.m. tomorrow, and I'd say we're just going to use the morning to learn where everything is. Dave is very handy, so he's going to get into the batteries and all of those things and make sure he knows how to change everything over. They recharge when we drive, obviously, and we've driven boats quite extensively, so we kind of know how to do all this stuff anyway. When I say we, I mean Dave. I'm pretty handy, but I'm handy at other things, so I kind of leave that up to him. I am feeling completely overwhelmed. I'm actually doing very well that I'm not crying right now. I'll probably cry when the family turns up. I tend to cry when I see Dave because I'm like, oh, thank God my person is here. So it's just Mary and I right now, and I'm going to kind of unpack the groceries, do whatever I can to kind of get settled. We've bought far too many clothes to fit into this thing. I don't know where on earth we're going to store it. Bed-wise, there's tons of sleeping rooms, so that's great. Sweet little kitchen, like it's fantastic. If I owned this thing, oh my God, like she's a beauty. I love her. It's just, the miles that we're going to be doing is insane. However, we're doing it over 5 weeks, and for the first little while, I think our drives are kind of 2 hours or so. And it is what it is. And I feel like a couple of weeks in, we'll find our feet. There's a little bit of air conditioning in the van, which is really cool. So it's not cool, but really it's only hot here in Rotterdam. And then as we move up, it's cooling down quite significantly. So I'm not really concerned about anything bar the driving. It's difficult to drive. But I know I'll get there. I used to drive a manual, so that's fine. I'm just feeling, what have we done? Is this going to be a holiday, or is it just going to be hard work for 5 weeks? I don't know. We'll see. Thanks for being here. In the interests of showing you the real reality of this trip, this is not something that is comfortable to me, but I'm going to give you a before and an after of the van once we've settled in. So this is what it looks like now. Mary's just in the front cabin with me, but he has been in the back for our drive, tied down. It's my bag, some dog food, big recharger, and all the gear. Okay, bring you around. This is where our little toilet canister goes. So that's lovely. As I said, we're right near the horse arena. I'll get Mary out in the cool. Hi, gorgeous. Hi. Out you come. Poor little guy. Okay, you right with that? It's not too high? Yeah, good job. Hi. All right, do you want to go and have a little look around? Yeah. You're supposed to stay on a lead, but just stay close to Mama. All right, so we have some little bags just with anything and everything that I could grab. Mary was in the camper, the aircon was on, but I just had to, get back. So I just grabbed some things. I don't know how to put this down yet. I think you have to give it a hand. I don't know yet. We're gonna climb up. Hang on. I'm gonna climb up the hard way. Gonna get a little bump. 1 sec. Oh, okay. So we have fridge, stove and cooktop and everything, bathroom. This is all of my gear. I emptied out my suitcase so that Harry, the owner of the van, could keep it for me alongside the dog case. So I have to pack all of this away. This is a bunch of bedding. Apparently when you rent these things, you're supposed to bring your own bedding, which I didn't know. So that kind of sucks because we have quite nice bedding. Although we did not have the room to bring it with us. We would have had to have paid another 60 euros. So this is one bed. This is another bed. And this is our bed up here. So it's not home yet, but I'm going to do a bit of work to it now, and we'll see how we go before everyone gets here.
So the thing is, I have always believed that fortune favors the brave. Hi, Sterling. And today is a really good example of that, and that's why I think I'm going to leave our first kind of day or 36 hours of our motor trip here, because this morning was intense, and people who aren't used to doing hard things probably either they wouldn't be there in the first place, to be honest, having rented a 30-year-old motorhome and having to kind of learn everything from scratch, but they definitely would have given up. And you would have had one of those crying videos about why we've decided to go home. That's not who I am. And I believe that not only can we do hard things, but it makes subsequent things not easier, but you just keep blocking them on top of each other, and you get to experience some of the most extraordinary things in the world because you keep doing hard things. Life doesn't get easier. This is another really hard thing that we've had to learn and do and adapt. And Davey's still in the motorhome working out how on earth he's going to work tomorrow because our internet isn't fantastic where we are. But we get through it. It's not always perfect. Like 1 o'clock in the morning last night we were arguing, but we're here and I'm about this close to buying a motorhome
because I could totally live like this forever. And that's the thing, when you experience something really, really hard, really difficult, and you come out the other side, you're rewarded with life's extraordinary gifts. So this morning, you know, most of the van didn't work. Nothing was hooked up correctly. Things were missed in the handover. Explanations that I possibly didn't understand. Like, it just didn't, nothing worked. But the owner wonderfully came and helped us out and kicked us all off. And we did a 2-hour drive to this destination. Ooh. You okay? And, you know, we did a big grocery shop in between, and everyone's setting everything up, and we're getting warm for the night. And we're in this extraordinarily beautiful place, and it's just perfect, and it's everything that I dreamt of. But the thing is, you have to experience the hardships to get to this point and to really appreciate how lucky we are to experience just the simplicity of a beautiful canal bank at sunset with our 30-year-old motorhome, with our children who have been drawing all day and reading, looking after the dog, setting up the camper van, helping us. There's been no whinging, like they know just to sit quietly, or when we're stressed, just to leave us be. And these things come from hard work. And so I'm so thankful to be sitting here right now, but also I'm like, pat on the back, because you have to do really, really hard things and never give up. Like, you just cannot give up. You have to find a way to get to this point. And so if you're interested in following our adventures, this is what I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you the reality of what traveling for 5 weeks in a motorhome with 5 people and 1 dog really looks like, and show you that anybody can do it. You know, you can find a budget to do something like this. You don't have to have a flash motorhome. You don't have to travel staying in Airbnbs and hotels. Like, you can do this. Everyone can experience exploration. And you know, all budgets look different, but it can be done. And so if you're interested in that, then feel free to subscribe and join us and follow us as we go. And I promise you, I'm just going to show you exactly what it looks like. And I hope that you enjoy the videos. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.